The official full-length trailer for Scream 6 comes out tomorrow, and today we got a big new article with a bunch of new photos. Let's talk about it.
Groovy.
What's going on, everybody? It's Can't Kill Dill, lover of all things morbid, macabre, and horrific. If you are too, beautiful, I think you're in the right place. Let's get into this. First things first, they released this short little teaser of what we can expect from the trailer tomorrow, or just a little taste of something we can expect from the trailer tomorrow. And we're, of course, in that little corner store or whatever. We have Sam, we have Tara, and they're crawling on the floor, and lo and behold, there's a fucking Ghostface, Ghostface Prime or whatever, with a fucking shotgun. We've seen this image. We've seen the image before of Ghostface with a shotgun. This is the scene, like had been assumed already, but it's now we know kind of what's going on. This is some serious shit, basically, at this point in the movie. It's so interesting to see Ghostface rocking a shotgun. I'm up for this film, kind of stepping out of the comfort bubble of Ghostface's usual repertoire of weapons. I'm so down to see dude just pull out a fucking shotgun and go to town on a bunch of people in this fucking convenience store. That'd be sick. Let's just see where it goes tomorrow, I guess. These kids are running away, and Ghostface is still finding them in the most beautiful city, but also the most terrifying because it's so crowded and it can be aggressive, says cast member Melissa Barrera. This is a really nice picture to see. Our four main cast back together, all of them really bonded by the experiences of what happened in Scream 2022, obviously. It's really good to just see them back. Something about this core cast is just kind of like warms my heart. I don't know. They're really fucking good together, and it's gonna be sad to see some of them go because I'm sure somebody's dying. One of them are dying. It's got to be. It just has to. Courtney Cox, reprising the role of crime reporter Gale Weathers, whom she first played way back in 1996's franchise inaugurating Scream, agrees that the new setting ups the ante for the cast of characters. Again, this is an excellent picture of Gale. I'm so happy to have Gale back, at least. Fingers crossed for Sid in Scream 7. But seeing Gale here, kind of getting... It looks like maybe some sort of like a creepy fucking elevator or something. I'm not sure. But seeing her with the fucking webs and the flashlight and the shadows doing some real fucking like investigating, it just suits her so well. That's what makes Gale, Gale Weathers, and it's just great to see her character being utilized. I can't tell if there's another person there. That must be Kirby. You can see there's someone in a leather jacket with the blonde hair in her hand. It's for sure she's with Kirby. So this definitely confirms that we're going to have, Kirby and Gale kind of together doing this investigation. And that's fucking fantastic. With Dewey gone, God rest his beautiful fucking soul. But with Dewey gone, and Sid not being involved in this film for whatever reason they come up with in universe canon or whatever, having a franchise standout like Kirby, a veteran of the franchise, really coming back and joining with Gale to do this is just it's kind of exactly what we need. She's really like the bridge, in my opinion, for the newer characters and the older characters in a way. This is awesome. So I'm really excited to see how they work together. This is going to be fantastic. I want to catch up with them. I want to know, have Gale and Kirby been keeping in touch for all these years? I'm sure, right? With Gale being a part of the media and stuff. But it's just really cool to see. That's for sure Kirby with her, absolutely. So I'm really excited to see what's happening here. Melissa Barrera continues, bringing Ghostface to New York adds an entirely new element to the story. Taking the character out of a small town and putting them in the heart of the city that never sleeps is more terrifying than ever. I agree. This shot of the two of them, the sisters, Sam and Tara, it's... God, every one of these pictures kicks ass. They all look so good. I'm sure this is the aftermath of something crazy. You could tell that they are working up a sweat, some crazy shit. Whatever they're looking at is probably like somebody's entrails or something. Some shit just went down. We know that some of this is going to take place outside. We've seen pictures of Ghostface standing outside in the city and stuff. So we know, I've heard talk of fire escapes and shit. Who knows? The possibilities are really endless for what could be on the other side, like whatever they're looking at. For sure, it looks like they just had a gnarly chase scene. So I think this movie is going to be filled with chase scenes, and that's very, very exciting. At the top of the film, we see my character Tara avoiding her trauma and desperately trying to reclaim her teenage experience and becoming a normal college student, says Ortega. There's a lot of tension between her and Sam. She feels as though she's too protective and unwilling to allow them both to move on. She feels suffocated. This is an interesting kind of flip of the dynamic. The paradigm has fucking shifted on these two, because really the issue was in the last film was that Sam was very much not in Tara's life. She was really absent. And that caused a, wedge between them. It was an issue in their relationship, right? Well, after the events of Scream 5, it makes sense that then, obviously Sam's gonna fucking flip and overcorrect her behavior. So now she's gonna be very overprotective of Tara. And that's gonna obviously cause an issue. I mean, obviously she's being overprotective because, we have Mindy, Chad, and Tara moving to New York City to go to college, and Sam tags along. She's not in Blackmore University. She's not in the school. She's not enrolled. She's just merely going to have a watchful eye over her sister. And being the daughter of Billy Loomis and knowing the legacy that kind of brings along and what they went through and kind of, what Sydney kind of told her, or, kind of just, it's a big legacy to kind of have. And I can understand why Sam would be so fucking protective of Tara. It makes total sense. This is gonna make for good drama between the two of them. This is good. This is good, and I'm really excited for that. I'm glad that this is kind of like the route that they're going. And we get this amazing shot of Ghostface. I mean, holy fucking shit. This might be the coolest picture of Ghostface I have ever fucking seen. And of course, it's the raggedy Ghostface. It's Ghostface Prime. It's the one with the fucking raggedy mask. So, the running theory is that it's one of the original killer's masks, whether that's Billy or Stu, or maybe it's even a mask from like Scream 3 or 4 or 2. Who knows? Nobody knows. I mean, that would be weird if it was one of those. Maybe there's some sort of connection to 4 and it could be a mask from 4, but I don't think a mask from 2011 is going to look like that. Melissa Barrera goes on to say that, this film, not a lot of time has passed in between Scream 5 and 6. In fact, really, the amount of time that's passed between the movie and this movie is essentially the timeline that we're dealing with here. And so we really get to see how the events of Scream 5 really kind of transpire into their lives going forward, and the baggage that kind of comes with that, and the trauma and the way they deal with it. So, I think we're going to see a lot of growth in all 4 of our kind of core characters in this film, which is good. And I think it's funny because a lot of people who kind of had a, distaste for Scream 5, at least from a lot of people that I spoke to, it was more or less they couldn't connect with the characters because they didn't know the characters. And, that makes sense. They were fucking brand new characters. Maybe this time around, those people who kind of felt that way will sort of begin to connect with these characters a bit more and feel a little bit more of an attraction to them, because there's going to be more character growth. You're going to feel like you know them. It's just the natural course of things. Of course, you're not going to feel as attached to them in Scream 5 as you feel for Sydney, Dewey, and Gale. We've been with them for decades at this point. I have loved Dermot Mulroney forever, says Barrera. Such a huge fan. He has always had the best energy on set and had everyone laughing. It was just a beautiful thing to have him come in. The thing about Dermot's character is that I feel like he's definitely being set up to be a red herring, or I can't even say that. Just everybody is very suspicious of his character. And then, this still doesn't really help the case, because on his desk he has this photo of what I think is the Ghostface Prime mask. It's the one that's all damaged. That doesn't mean that he's the one that stole it out of evidence or stole it from the display that it was on display for this musical or whatever we're thinking this is going to be. The thing is that I feel like a lot of people are really suspecting this guy. I just don't see it. I don't think that's going to be a thing whatsoever. But if it ends up being the case, I'll gladly eat my words. But no, I think he's going to be a red herring, kind of a big red herring. I could see him being, a police officer kind of in a place of power, and how he could kind of pull some strings from behind the scenes and stuff. But I feel like they're not going to go that route. I feel like maybe we're going to be a little more surprised than that. But you never know. Finally, we get a picture of Kirby, a full-on photo of Kirby in character and everything. I'm not sure how much of this film she's going to be in. I guess Maybe the majority of the film will take place pretty much on one night anyways, perhaps, or a couple nights. But the only outfit I've seen her in is that one outfit with the leather jacket and that shirt. Even the original behind-the-scenes photo of her in the trailer reading her book, she's still wearing that same undershirt. So I'm not sure how much she's going to be in this movie, but seeing that she's going to be like investigating with Gale and stuff, I think my worries have died down a little bit on her screen time. I think it's going to be effective regardless. She's come a long way, says Panettiere of Kirby. What happened to her has obviously impacted her life, and it sent her into a certain direction. But she's still the same old Kirby at the heart of it. She's just a little older, a little wiser, but just as spitfirey and snarky and all that good stuff. The actress admits that it was a little strange entering a situation in which she was both a veteran of the franchise and a new kid to the current set of characters. Yeah, I felt a little left out, says Panettiere. It's true. I did feel a little like I had to find my way back into the new group because that crew had done the prior film, but they were all so welcoming. It was interesting. They made me part of their family that I had already been a part of. So I was like an estranged aunt come back into the fold. That's kind of a funny way to put it, but it's true. You know, it is kind of a weird situation. You know, she was such a standout character, such a fan favorite from the last sequel before this new direction with Scream 5 and 6. Her coming back in general is a big deal. And so the reveal of her being alive in Scream 5 was, you know, it's a huge deal. And so I can only imagine what it's like for her to come back, and they had already done another film without her and established this new direction there, and she's just kind of stepping into it. I can understand how she would feel, but at the same time, she's got to feel like a fucking badass because she survived, you know, when she probably should have died, and it's fucking awesome. So a lot of these pictures were incredible. Hearing what some of the actors had to say just gets me so much more amped. This film is so close to coming out. I mean, it's right around the corner. The trailer's tomorrow, which I'll probably be doing a trailer reaction for that, so keep your eye out for that. If you're into this kind of content and you want to see more, don't forget to stab the like button, /subscribe, and gut that bell notification. And I'll see you guys later.